All right, so the first ever Runecup Brazil finals. And God, I'm excited. Again, this tournament was absolutely insane. Thank you to everybody who put it together. I know Yang Zera had a large part in it as well. And all the players, obviously, thank you. Without you guys, we would not be here being able to cast you. 115 of them in total. So good to have such a large Brazilian tournament, the largest ever to date. So had an awesome time casting with Boulevard. Right now, we're going to do Sudrakon versus Naivye. I'm going to go, I think Naivye was the generally accepted way to pronounce this name. So if anybody knows, definitely comment in the comments below. Let me know. But Sudrakon versus Naivye of the finals in this Rune Cup, first ever Rune Cup Brazil. Let's get it. So yeah, we have made it to the finals. It's going to be best of 5 here, going into the finals for the first ever Rune Cup Brazil. Gotta love it. We had 115 participants today?
115.
115 participants today, which is a pretty freaking awesome. The biggest Brazilian tournament to date as far as players are concerned. And we have casted a few of these as well. But without further ado, the game is beginning. Sudrakon versus Naivye.
All right, we got... there's no way that Sudrakon does it twice, right?
Oh, God. Wait.
I mean, we talked about how Nab doesn't have a good Sea Monster matchup, and we listed some very plausible reasons, and then Sudrakon completely stole the game away.
Oh, man. So, yeah, does he just nab a Shipwreck Order again?
Again, he didn't even do it once.
Okay. All right. Somehow put a Shipwreck Order in his hand.
Everything, like, it was even more than that. Like, he had to hit Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove had to come out on the attack turn. Like, there were so many more things that went right than just a surface level get the Shipwreck Order.
Wow. So, well, we'll see if he can do it again. That game was absolutely nuts. I'm just going to throw that one out there. So I cannot wait to go ahead and put that VOD up on the good old YouTube channel. And, yeah, that was... I'm not going to forget that one for a while. That's very... close to like missing War Mothers 5 times in a row from Fresh Lobster. It's up there.
I'd say Sujikon's win was #1, like, most BS thing I've seen in Legends of Runeterra.
You think it beats out Fresh Lobster's loss?
Because the Treasure Trove cards came up? Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So, well, in the meantime, we do see a Petty Officer bring an Inspiring Mentor here, which is a play effect, not a summon effect, so feels bad.
Unfortunate.
Yep, not going to get... I mean, even if it was a summon effect, I don't think it would matter too much. God, that card
Well, I mean, if I got a 5/4 Slippery Wave Rider, I'd be chilling.
That card is so bad now.
What?
Inspiring.
Oh,
no.
I thought you were talking shit about Slippery Wave Rider. I was about to come to your house.
Oh, God. Nope. Just Inspiring Mentor because I unfortunately remember the good old days of Elusive Cancer. Yep.
Did you just say the good old days of Cancer?
I was being sarcastic. Elusive
you have
Cancer.
A very...
Elusive Cancer.
Okay, I was about to say, you have a very strange perception of good, my friend.
Yeah, no, Cancer is the bad. We don't like Cancer.
Yeah, Sudrakon not going to have anything to do on turn 4, though. I mean, it's not a bad open attack. It is going to put your opponent down to 9 HP.
Yep. And it looks like we are going to go ahead and get the attack token here. And, yep, it's going to actually go ahead. So, Naivye is going to go ahead and Vile Feast just to prevent as much damage as possible, which obviously being a deep deck, that is exactly in line with what they're going to want to do. Going to play the Hired Gun, though, which is going to take this block away from the Jagged Butcher, maybe?
I mean, so if you play the Hired Gun, do you attack the Spiderling with the Jagged Butcher, playing under the assumption that Naivye was setting up for a Withering Wail?
Oh, that's a good point. So, if that is the case... If there's a Withering Wail play...
Never mind, there are no whales in the deck.
Oh, there's no... Oh, Naivye is not playing.
Yep, quick check, and we get to throw that completely out the window.
Yeah, actually, so this version, just 3 Grasp, 1 Vengeance, 2 Ruination. Really wish we could see Naivye's hand right now to see if that Ruination just sits all the way to the left all damn game.
So typically, about... Turn 5 and 6 can be considered sort of weaker turns for sea monsters, that's generally when they have to end up doing a majority of their tossing if they have a slow opener like this. This is the turn where Maokai could come down, but you don't necessarily... Like, the development is cool, but the amount of damage that you're going to be taking in the meantime is nowhere near as cool. And if Naivye goes for a Vile Feast onto this Jagged Butcher, could get hard punished by this Fury of the North.
Ooh, yep, and there's the Vile Feast. So one way or the other, that Jagged Butcher is going to go down. Oh, wait, no, okay, the Fury of the North is... wow, okay.
That's a lot of damage coming at Naivye. This could be a quick one here. This is sort of the way that Nav can win the matchup. Just getting these quick hits in, and unless Naivye can find an Abyssal Eye, this slippery Wave Rider might even just slip in there and finish her off.
Oh, ooh, I see what you did there with that one, too. There's too many puns in this game.
I'm just slipping them in now.
All right, whoa. You get one max pun per card, okay?
Damn it.
There's a limit.
Okay, yeah, I think this salvage just says that Naivye had a really bad opener. Would love to find a Dreg Dredgers here to get something down alongside this Maokai, get the toss train going, but it looks like that is not going to be the case, and Sudrakon could have lethal next turn. Naivye not even going to have Ruination mana if we want to throw out this... I mean, Sejuani onto the Spiderling and an attack from the Wave Rider is just lethal. It looks like this will also be lethal. I don't think this is lethal in the face of Grasp of the Undying.
Now, do you play Sejuani to guarantee lethal, or does Vengeance also prevent that? No. So I think playing Sejuani would have been the smarter play there, right?
If there's one thing I learned from all of the Winding God VODs that I've watched, it's that you always develop into sea monsters. Their punishes are not that drastic. Most of the punishes aren't even really that bad. I do think that there was a really good chance that Sejuani was going to be lethal.
Yeah, if he played Sejuani, vulnerable the Spiderling or even the Maokai for that matter, that Sejuani, even if it got Vengeance, that means that Naivye only would have had 1 mana. The 4/4 would have got through, and there would have only been 2 blockers. That would have been lethal. And the only punish is what? Devourer doesn't even punish because then you're going to get the overwhelm.
No, it can't kill Wave Rider or the Sejuani. So
I think
that should have just been lethal from Sudrakon if he had played that, I think. But he is still going into turn 8 with the attack token, so he can still hit with the Wave Rider and play a Riptide Rex. But Naivye still... Naivye can't even really play a Nautilus here, which is sort of the one thing that we always see as the eater of the Riptide Rex, but Naivye has to go deep.
Wow, I'm curious to see if that little hiccup there on the part of Sudrakon actually allows Naivye to get back into this. And honestly, with how Sudrakon's played, it's very surprising to see that from him. So we'll see if he can recover as well and kind of just take it away next turn anyways, which honestly with an open attack, you avoid Ruination. There is 2 Ruination in Naivye's deck, but it's not going to matter.
One has been tossed.
One's been tossed already. Plus you have the Slippery Wave Rider, which is definitely going to get 4 damage through. I think he's good no matter what.
He should be okay. You block the Dead Bloom Wanderer, you kill it, you attack with the Wave Rider, your opponent goes down to 3, you drop the Riptide Rex, and there's a good shot that that's lethal. Oh, but there's an elusive blocker out of Naivye.
Oh, man. So that might change things up a little bit. Although, again, though...
That's also deep.
Oh.
I mean, you still...
If you...
You theoretically have lethal with the Sejuani.
Yeah, assuming there's no Vengeance. So now the Vengeance that you weren't worried about last turn that would have still won you the game if they played Vengeance, now you do, lose the game to Vengeance.
So, I think you Frostbite the Dead Bloom here so that you can open attack and guarantee the Rex next turn.
And then Rex just kind of assures that you have lethal.
Ideally. Actually, we're going to go for the hit onto the Abyssal Eye, not wanting to give our opponent the extra draw and push through that damage.
I'm really curious to see if a Vengeance comes out now, too, and then just ends up punishing Sudrakon here for that last turn. I think, though, even with Vengeance, I think you might be right? I think that if Riptide is able to come down, I think that's just game anyways, because...
Unless... Yeah, Naivye has to play a spell in combat to survive, I believe. I haven't totally mapped this out yet.
Pretty positive that's the case, yeah.
And if you play a spell in combat, then you're not going to have the mana for the Nautilus.
Yeah, because actually, no matter what, Oh, actually, no, sorry. The Overwhelm only does 3 damage to the Life Bloom, which actually heals for 3 as well. So,
Oh, it looks like Sejuani's actually even going to level this turn.
oh, wow. Holy crap, that was fast. Actually, it's all right. It's actually not even that fast. We're on turn 8.
Yeah.
We've just been so focused on these
That's
last...
actually one of the slower Sejuani
Yeah.
levels that we've seen this game.
It actually
or
is.
This tournament, rather.
I think we've just been so focused on that other interaction of him possibly having game back on turn, 6, that we kind of lost track of how far Sejuani was on its level up path there. And we'll see if the Vengeance comes out.
I mean, even if the Vengeance comes out, I've got Riptide Rex, baby. I'm ready.
Yeah, we have Riptide, and then this could be... Oh, there is no Withering Wail. We already went over that. So this has to be Vengeance, right? Wait, no, 3.
But even if that is Vengeance, you go up to 6. I Riptide your 1 unit, and you die because it only has 2 HP, and I get to deal exactly 6 to you.
Oh, maybe it's...
Put that Maokai back. You're never blocking a 1-1 over a 3-1. You keep that there.
Hey, you never know. Hey, man, just gotta check all your options, all right? You never freaking know.
Does blocking this 1-1
Yep.
make me take less damage than blocking this 3-1? Oh, it didn't. That's crazy.
Okay, so...
But yeah, unless Naivye has a unit to play here, then Riptide will be lethal.
And if Naivye does have a unit to play, then yeah, I all goes back to that turn.
Well, then Riptide's 1 off lethal, and I think the Powder Monkeys can get it done from here.
We'll see.
I think Naivye is aware of the presence of the Riptide Rex. 7 shots, 1 unit.
1 health. 1 health. And yeah, you might be right. I think the Powder Monkey might be enough to do it, even if it's not next turn. Like, even if Naivye has some sort of, another Grasp or some sort of heal, a Vile Feast or something, there is going to be 3 Powder Monkeys coming out on that idol.
If Naivye has any heal, I feel like they have to start off the turn by playing it to avoid dying to a Yordle Grifter.
Warning shot, yep. Well, when you play the Yordle Grifter...
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying, if you have a Grasp of the Undying, that has to be the first thing you do this turn.
Well, no, if you play the Yordle Grifter, doesn't the priority pass back over before you have the chance to play... Oh, no, sorry, they can just play the Warning Shot in response to Grasp. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so, no, I agree. Because you lose straight up to Yordle Grifter. And, okay, yeah, and just already representing, okay, I don't have it, so this is just going to be game. Oh, wait, Vile Feast.
Devourer of the Depths is on the table as well.
And Vile Feast.
Yeah, so we're going to see Bjerg happen first. That's going to grab another Sejuani. I mean, Sudrakon can just play out his hand and play the Powder Monkey last, trying to bait a Devourer out of Naivye if there is one coming.
Which, if that's the case, if you really wanted to bait out Devourer, would you have played Sejuani? Oh, wait, no, Sejuani's leveled. So,
yeah.
Okay, Devourer can't affect Sejuani, never mind. Yeah, so, wow, if there is a Devourer on the side of Naivye, that's going to be pretty insane.
Sudrakon is so close to just winning this game.
Yeah, it's been like this, literally, there was a turn where he had it won. And now for the last 3 turns, he's been, literally 1 health off, and it just feels so terrible.
Oh, this is dangerous. The Powder Monkey still has to die in order for you to win the game, and you're now in atrocity range.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if we start off the... Wait, does Sejuani... Does a leveled Sejuani have target Frostbite a unit?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because if it loses... Because sometimes leveled champions lose abilities like that. And if it loses that ability, then we could just see an atrocity finish off the game here.
I think Sejuani still gets the Frostbite Invulnerable on play.
We're looking it up.
All right, well, he baited out the Devourer.
All right, he got
the Devourer. So we'll see if...
I'd still be worried about the atrocity.
Oh, let's see here. And
okay, yeah, it still has the play
He's
effect.
open attacking. That's not good. Sudrakon.
I mean, no, that's fine. Because he has make it rain.
Oh, okay, he wins anyways with the make it
I mean,
rain.
if there's Vile Feast and atrocity, then yeah, you lose. But
yeah, that is still kind of risky, Jesus. So I think to play around every possible play, if there was Vile Feast and atrocity on the side of Naivye, he would have had to play the Sejuani first.
It looks like this is going to be 2 Vile Feasts or something. Some kind of healing effect.
I don't know. I feel like one's going to be Atrocity. Like this, with how this game has been playing out for Sudrakon.
I don't think you ever queue up 2 spells and one of them's Atrocity.
Possibly. I don't know. Just how this game has been going for Sudrakon. Anything's possible right now. Come on.
For chat, that's asking, the Sea Monster deck is playing 2 Atrocities.
Yes.
We're at indoor numbers here.
Let's see it. Oh, just a grasp. Which
does let them survive.
Survives by 1, which means, and he's out of Atrocity range, so the Make It Rain would seal the deal.
But Naivye was bluffing a second spell. What if it's Riptide onto Powder Monkey?
I feel like
if you shuffle that Powder Monkey into your opponent's deck, it doesn't die.
Okay, I feel like that. All right, I feel like that was a bluff though. Like you just mentioned, they queued up a second spell. I really feel like all right, that had to have been a bluff, and I feel like Sudrakon needs to read that as a bluff. Because, like, why else would you queue up 2 spells like that? That seemed awkward, like you mentioned, right? Like, you're not going to queue up Atrocity in another spell. So, do you think they're just purposely trying to bluff having a Vile Feast or something like that?
Oh, Sudrakon, please just win the game.
Oh, my God. What are these?
We're not even... With the Make It Rain doesn't guarantee lethal now.
No. Jesus. Jesus! I don't understand. What is happening? And we're frostbiting the Sejuani after the fact. Okay, so Sejuani still dies to the the Sejuani can block and kill with the Fury of the North onto this Nautilus, but like this.
I'm waiting for Sudrakon to just top deck the warning shot.
I am just in awe of how many times this game seemingly could have been won by Sudrakon and just wasn't.
I think at this point, it almost behooves you to save the Make It Rain for next turn, just because you do want because like if it hits face and your opponent has some kind of heal, you would like to have the Frostbite go off. But like, why did we wait this long? We really got baited by our opponent having the 2 spells.
Do they open attack? Oh, hey, the game has been won.
All right, never mind.
All right, the game has been won. Wow! Oh my God, that was like heart wrenching, man. That was rough.
Man, that one didn't leave a great taste in my mouth. Oh my
God. Like, that game should have ended, like, 8 turns ago. And instead we go to turn 13 with Naivye at 1 health and Sudrakon top-decking a Yordle Grifter for the win. Wow.
It's easy to get a little antsy in the finals and want to, like, go for... Like, open attacks feels safer when that's not always the case. You know, if you think, I don't let my opponent play any cards before combat, like... It's just such an ingrained thing that you need to unlearn. And even though Sudrakon, he's been playing Runeterra since the beginning, I'm sure that he has unlearned it at this point. But in these high-pressure scenarios, has Sudrakon won a tournament before?
So I made I mentioned that earlier about Duels Runeterra.
Yeah.
I might have misspoken. I don't know if he's actually won. Like, I know he's been in the finals. And you know what I think he won was another Brazilian tournament. So I don't actually know for sure, but like my gut is telling me that he must have. Like, he's constantly in top 4s.
I mean, like, so is Blazing Asian.
That's a good point. Well, wait, don't you? There's the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, Sudrakon hasn't won a Duels of Runeterra. Let me check Jamfest.
Maybe it was Jamfest then.
Okay, he won Jamfest 6. Like, right off the bat, that's right in my face. Sudrakon has won.
Okay, so there was a Jamfest. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so, as far as Duels of Runeterra are concerned, I am almost positive he has been in, like, multiple top 4s, if not multiple finals.
I know he's been in multiple top 16s. I don't know how often he's actually gotten past that point for Duels of Runeterra.
No, I think he's had some multiple top 4s. So. We'd have to go back. I know somebody was tracking that on a spreadsheet somewhere.
All right, here we got the good old discard aggro there. There's one Atrocity tossed away. Start things off from Naivye.
And discard aggro. So, all right, so we were talking about this earlier. Does, discard aggro actually have an advantage over deep? I think in this particular matchup, yes, because there's no Withering Whale. So, I mean, if we could see something similar to the previous deep matchup in the top 4 that Sudrakon just played, where he goes super wide, and now there's just not even a Withering Whale to worry about, I think Sudrakon can easily take this away. But it's, you know, as always, it's going to depend on if he's able to get, you know, the aggressive strategy early on that he wants to get.
I think this is one of the matchups where Sudrakon isn't going to be able to play the Jinx until it's leveled, or he has the capability to level it the same turn that it's played, because we are seeing so many Grasp of the Undyings out of Naivye. But no Whales doesn't mean that he gets to go wide and can play more towards this crowd favorite Vision style of the deck. And there is some versatility in a deck like this. You do get to play towards the win condition that is more suited for the matchup. You know, do you go wide for the crowd favorite? Do you try and just pillar on this Jinx and throw as many Super Mega Death Rockets at your opponent as possible? Is it a matchup where you want to level the Draven? You know, there's a couple of things that you can do.
And another Mystic Shot. So lots of burn in the hand right now. Gonna get this Sum Treasure down. So already going pretty wide. A second Jinx as well. That is a lot of burn. A lot of burn. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of walling up on the side of Naivye though.
Yeah, I mean, Thorny Toad, obviously, always a good response to basically any aggro deck. It's basically why it's in the deck in the first place. We are going to see another Spinning Axe, though. So this will try to, you know, potentially feed these what looks to be multiple Get Exciteds in hand. The question is, how do we actually level up this Jinx now? Because there's a lot in hand that you're going to have to kind of just blow in order to get this Jinx leveled up.
I mean, if we just find a little, like another Axe, then we can get it done. That is the one thing about Draven, is like you can just piss away axes to level Jinx if you really want to.
Wow, you put it so astutely.
I'm a man of refined tastes.
Oh man,
my vocabulary is impeccable. They will sing about me in the MoMA for generations to come. I mean, so with double Jinx, you can also just play the first Jinx, and if it gets grasped, you just pave the way for Jinx number 2.
Yeah. Basically,
it's a little harder to empty your hand, but it is a little bit easier to set up that pillar.
Yeah, and I think just the way that Sudrakon's drawing too, like he can't actually go with the wide strategy. Like he is actually, just by nature of the deck, he's going decently wide. But Naivye has these chump blockers, and Sudrakon doesn't really have anything to capitalize on going wide. He doesn't have any visions. He doesn't have any crowd favorites. So he just, I think, has to just unload all these spells. Possibly have to use a Get Excited on this Abyssal Eye right here.
So Sudrakon has lethal if he had a leveled Karma. And that's why you should play Get Excited in your Karma as Vildex.
Wow, gotta throw Karma in there somewhere, huh? Before we're even forced to talk about Karma Ezreal, we're bringing it up.
Yeah, we will eventually have to see that one.
And it looks like... So Sudrakon's considering just accepting this attack here, thinking, okay, how much more damage do I have to do to just straight up win this game? Is it worth me sinking any damage into the Abyssal Eye? Opts to send it at the Abyssal Eye, thinking that's the better decision.
So he used the Jinx's Get Excited, and based on that facial reaction, I think he meant to use the real Get Excited.
Yep, that's bad. So now we just have to pray there's no Grasp in hand, otherwise he gets super punished for that.
Well, he can empty his... Oh, yeah, no, he can empty his hand.
Get Excited. Yeah, okay, he actually can in response to it, so he's fine. Okay. And actually, this Get Excited going face into Vision into... Wow, okay, he can actually empty his hand and play the Rocket. This is a really good... Just the way this hand lines up, this is really good.
Well, you can't get the Rocket this turn.
Sorry. I always... Jesus, every single time I'm thinking...
It's only Sejuani.
Yeah, it's only Sejuani that actually procs the effect on the same turn. I keep thinking Jinx is going to get a Rocket the same turn. Actually, that would be really busted now that I think about it. That's
why I can't play discard aggro. The few times I tried to play it in the past, I kept trying to get immediate Rockets.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't working.
Like, I would experimenter, I'd get my new hand, I would rummage it away immediately and be like, where's my Rocket?
So if no block comes in, which seems to be what Naivye is thinking about here, I think...
That would be wild. I don't know why you would not block with this Toad. You want this to die, you want to get your toss developed. A 4-3 Jinx is about as big a body as this is ever going to block.
And I think... So are you always visioning here for the extra 2 damage?
I don't see why not.
And I don't...
If a grasp comes out of Naivye to kill your Draven, then, you know, you still got the level Jinx, and that is now safe from the grasp. It might be a Vengeance coming out of Naivye onto it next turn, but at least we'll get the 2 draws off the Jinx in that case.
Okay, is he just unloading it all now? That doesn't seem...
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get excited face...
Oh.
And spinning X, then, like, you might as well unload it all now.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I thought he was going to hold one back or something, and I was like, all right, well, you need to level the Jinx in response to the grasp, but that's not going to matter. He's going to go ahead and use the spinning axe, upgrade this Scuttlers attack, and yeah, we're going to see a level Jinx here, safe from any Grasp of the Undying or anything for that matter, as the quick attack will prevent this 1 damage from coming through around this Thorny Toad.
Quick attack, so good, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Underrated. I think, who is it? I forget who I was watching, but they mentioned Rush, the card Rush. Might actually be a super underrated card for when this next set comes out, which I will say...
Is that Ionia or Demacia?
That is Ionia, I believe. It's +1 attack and quick attack.
I'm pretty sure that's why we don't see it.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not like an aggressive region. But...
Yeah, unless we're playing elusives with, like, then why am I worried about quick attack?
But with Lulu... now putting a little bit more aggro power behind Ionia, I feel like that might actually be a card. Listen, I've played...
I feel like you still just play elusives, though,
Well, yeah, but I've played Coral Creatures. All I can say is Rush off of Coral Creatures feels really good. Like, almost every time I've gotten Rush off of Coral Creatures, it does a lot of work for me.
What Ionia deck were you playing with Coral Creatures?
It was Fizz Lee Sin.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It was fun. It was fun. So... yeah.
Ooh, cannot actually...
Ooh.
Oh, no, okay, it's not big enough to kill the Jinx. Ooh. Had me spooked there for a second, and this is a problem that deep players have been running into since the beginning of time. Even though the toss from the Maokai will put you deep, you can't target the Jinx with the Devourer because it is only a 4/4 at the time.
Yeah, and... okay, so why... okay, my question, though, is why did he Devour that instead of the Draven?
I don't know.
The look on you, you're just like, I don't know. I just don't know.
Oh, well, because he was... well, no, because I mean...
that doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, you're giving him an additional axe, which doesn't matter because he's using the axe right here.
You save damage, theoretically, because it's a higher attack, but, like, that doesn't matter right now.
So, I guess we're just playing the Astute Academic and then discarding our axes for the Super Mega Death Rocket. I thought we were going to just discard the Academic and hang on to the axe in case our hand got awkward next turn, but doesn't really matter here. Yeah, discard those axes. Jinx, you can have as many attack points as you want. Super Mega Death Rocket time!
Oh, yeah. God, we've seen this go off so many times today. It's actually great. This is great. So many Super Mega Death Rockets. Love to see it. The question is... oh, yeah, the attack token's going to go back over to Sudrakon. And I don't see any reason why he's not able to just take this one away on his next attack turn.
Vengeance.
Well, yeah. If you're going to be well, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah, the kill spell in the game.
Oh, wow. And he immediately has a way to discard for the Mega Death Rocket. So what do you do here? Do you play the Draven? Actually, yeah, the Draven gives you the axe, so you might as well play the Draven, use the axe.
I was going to say the Zon Knight to immediately get the... same thing. You're emptying your hand one way or another.
Well, yeah, but the issue is if you play the Draven first, you open yourself up to something like Vengeance. Or actually, no.
Well, you're open to Vengeance. You open yourself to Devour.
Well, you could still play the axe in burst speed, right? So you can play it in response to anything. It wouldn't really matter.
Basically, what we're getting to here is if you develop, you are better against Vengeance, worse against Devourer. If you straight up attack, you are worse against Vengeance, better against Devourer, because the Vengeance would come off onto the Jinx in combat, most likely. So you won't actually have the opportunity to empty your hand and get the Super Mega Death Rocket while she's still alive. But if you develop and a Devourer comes down onto your Jinx, your open attack is suddenly a little bit worse. I think that, you know, maybe the development would have been better even if Devourer does come down onto Jinx. You know, the Super Mega Death Rocket still goes off. It's really this crowd favorite that I'm trying to use to push through the lethal. Maybe I can get it done. I think because you can get the axe, play Zonite discarding the axe as well, and even get a little bit deeper, get a wider board. And without Nautilus down, the Devourer would have been most of the mana from our opponent.
So, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what Naivye has here. You know, the blocks keep getting changed, like potentially allowing Jinx through, which I think makes no sense, and possibly thinking about vengeancing the Jinx. So I'm curious to see what this. It almost has to be a vengeance at this point, right? Okay, yep. So more health. Okay, no, actually, we're gonna see grasp times. Oh, and an atrocity. Wow. Okay. So this is. So not developing the Draven first is actually punished now.
Yeah, I mean, we were worried about any kind of in-combat effects as to why this the Draven would have been a little bit better to get Super Mega Death Rocket, but
yeah, I don't.
I mean, you know, Sudrakon has answers. He's got a little bit of refuel that he can still get off of this Zonite Urchin. Here's Jinx number 2. Oh my god, I'm so good. Sudrakon, you owe me the double.
Oh my god, you want to talk about a top deck.
I said it before, I'll say it again. If I've ever casted your games, I called a top deck and you got it, you owe me a McDouble. I can't wait for LAN events.
My god. Oh, the opposite of the caster curse, getting the Jinx. Jesus, that is terrible.
Oh, and that the Devour is not enough because we have Get Excited for exact lethal.
That is bad luck on the side of Naivye. Good luck on the side of Sudrakon.
So it actually worked out for him that Jinx's Get Excited is what he shuffled back all those turns ago.
Oh yeah, let's give that credit. Okay, that's the game-winning play. Thank God he shuffled his deck and put another Jinx in there. Jesus.
Apparently, if you play sea monsters against Sudrakon, like just prepare to get your game stolen away from you. Does get to hang on for a second here with the Super Mega Death Rocket, or with the Vile Feast rather. But I'm not sure. I mean, you still have to have another answer for another attacker next turn.
Yeah, wow. Actually, all right. Surprised to see Naivye still able to come through here. Yeah, I don't. I think the options are just gone now, though, right? Like, I don't know. Is there going to be any removal left over here?
Another grasp.
Oh, here we
salvage
go.
For something.
What do we got?
There's still a vengeance in there, right?
Yeah. What do we got? Does Naivye have the same luck as Sudrakon? Hey, there it is.
Sudrakon can't even play his unit.
No, he can't. It feels really bad. And this one just dies. So I think that actually, I think Sudrakon loses now.
I mean, he could. Yeah, 4 HP is a pretty big ask. And even another Jinx doesn't really help you here because you still can't play the sum. Okay, rummage into Jinx.
Jesus.
Now we're talking.
If we get a rummage into Jesus.
All right, you still owe me a McDouble.
Oh wait, no, we're actually okay.
You do live though. You no longer live.
Nope.
That was a very quick turnaround there on the living situation.
So I go back to that turn where he could have developed the Draven. I think that if he developed the Draven, he would have been fine. I think developing instead of open attacking actually would have won him the game. It would have guaranteed another Super Mega Death Rocket.
I mean, chat was talking about, you know, not only was Devour a punish, but also the Ruination.
Oh, was he on 9 mana?
I believe so. I think it was 8 and 1.
Okay, so yeah, Ruination is up. Yeah, but do you value, because he didn't get any damage pushed through, did he?
No, there was too much healing coming out.
So I think either way, so Ruination wouldn't have mattered because everything would have ended up dying anyways and no damage would have been dealt. You would have still got the damage through. Because wasn't that lethal that turn?
Not if you get Ruination. You would have been 2 off with the Mega Rocket.
Wow. I don't know. It was definitely a close game. But on the bright side, we will get to see discard aggro again. So that's good.
If you okay, so actually, if you started off with Zonite Urchin and you got Ruination, then depending on if you drew a unit off the Zonite Urchin, you would have had lethal.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. And I forget what units he drew after that, but yeah, and that was the other option, was developing the Zonite first. But we will.
Sumo said he was at 11 mana because he had Atrocity and Grasp.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, and but we are gonna see game number 2 of this discard aggro.
All right. Sudrakon told me this deck hard bodies Frostbite midrange. Show it to me.
This is the first time we're seeing it against Frostbite midrange, right?
This hand sucks.
Yeah, this is not a good hand. So somehow I feel like this particular hand is not gonna hard body any sort of midrange Frostbite. So there is a Jinx in hand. There is a Draven in hand. So like it's very possible he ends up curving out here. He'll be able to get rid of these visions, buff the attack up a little bit. But again, like, not really able to go wide is the problem, and I think that's exactly what this deck does want to do against something like mid-range Frostbite. So we'll see if he's able to push through some damage.
I mean, I think you have to go wide and get down a crowd favorite, otherwise you're just a deck that died to Reckoning.
Mm-hmm. Now, why? Okay, he wants to put the damage, it looks like, onto the Astute Academic. Do you axe the Draven with the Vision here, regardless of the block? Like, if either block? Or do you...
I mean, Sudrakon hasn't been valuing the Draven level. I think if he was going to do something, it would actually be an axe onto the Astute Academic, whichever unit is on.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. This isn't, like, the most valuable Vision of your life. You do have 2 of them, but it looks like he is just going to hold that one back.
And lots of axes now as well. So these axes are going to come in handy discarding the 2 vision that he does have in hand. You can also use it as discard fodder for this Get Excited that we also see. And another Draven coming out with a Whirling Death. Wow, okay, he just passed.
I mean, yeah, you just throw down a Jinx here, right? It's a little scary because you don't have damage removal if there's a Tribarian Glory Seeker coming out of Naivye. And this is like the exact same punish that we saw last game with the Jaw Hunters coming down, you know, after
but you gotta do it.
You just kind of have to play into it.
Yeah, there's no way you actually play around something like that. So, yeah, it looks like we're going to get the Frostbite out. And actually, thinking about trading this Draven, I mean, you do get an Axe, you do get rid of this Ash, but you play right into Brittle Steel really hard.
I think what Sudrakon was thinking was, you know, if Brittle Steel does come out of my opponent, I have the option to play Spinning Axe into Double Vision, but I don't want to commit that just yet. Instead, saves it for the Calling Strike, and is now going to be able to save the Jinx with Double Axe, Double Vision.
Wow, that is... Woo! Now, kind of feels bad, though. I mean... kind of feels bad that you're not able to... Like, he's smiling about it, too, just because it's...
I mean, like, you have an augmented experimenter, so, like, you're chilling.
I guess you don't really care about, like...
And now your board is so big. 2 of these units don't even die to Reckoning anymore.
Wow. Yeah, actually, that is pretty notable there. Getting the... So, alright, wow. Getting the vision off... Really... Oh, okay, Brittle Steel, bad. Get Excited. Good.
So, you can Get Excited... And then if they throw out an Elixir of Iron, you can throw out the Whirling Death, and then you get bodied by Brittle Steel. But even then, like, you're losing 1 unit, your opponent's down on 2 cards, you still have the Augmented Experimenter refuel. You're only losing your Jinx or your Draven this turn. And I think as long as you can hang on to one of those, you're feeling pretty good, since it is such a high attack champion at the moment with Quick Attack. You know, they hit that 5 health breakpoint. No unit is going to be able to survive these. You are in a rough sort if things all play out that way, and Naivye drops a Sejuani on curve.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard ask, though, right? Like, that's a very specific line that Naivye has to have. I mean, it is possible, but actually opting to block...
I mean, you just accept this, right?
Yeah.
I don't really care about protecting my Astute Academic. Sure, it's a 4-2. Maybe I should be going for this.
Wow. I don't know. That's just 5 damage. Ooh.
Like, 5 damage is not a lot when you're an aggro deck and it's turn 5.
I think you just accept here. Okay, wow. All right, so actually going to save the Academic.
I mean, I don't hate this. I want to get as many Frostbite effects out of my opponent as possible.
Yeah, and Naivye actually crucially cannot play Elixir of Iron there because the Draven is at 5 attack now. So, yeah, and you're getting multiple Spinning Axes because of 2 strikes now with this Draven, which feels really good. So... yeah, I do like this. You're still pushing the 5. You're getting rid of the Ash, which doesn't just get rid of the Ash. I mean, like, getting rid of Ash is good in general, but now you're maintaining much better tempo over Naivye here, having 3 units on board and possibly going into a House Spider as well.
And these Spinning Axes are going to be able to continuously protect your board from Reckoning, and Naivye has to continue to develop 5 attack units to even put a play like that back on the table.
Now, do you just pass here? Like, do you need... I don't think you need to develop the House Spider now, because otherwise you're playing the Augmented on turn 6 on your opponent's turn. Do you develop the House Spider and then play Augmented? Guess not.
I think you want to Get Excited and Augmented.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to agree with you there. I don't think the House Spider does much, especially now that you've already used 2 Vision. You also don't have a crowd favorite in hand, so I gotta agree there.
Yep, there is the Sejuani down onto the Jinx. You do have the capabilities to kill this, but it's so awkward because you actually can't order this to kill the Sejuani properly because you cannot respond to your own skills unless your opponent does first. So you cannot play Augmented Experimenter and respond to its ability with the Get Excited. And if you open with Get Excited, then the Sejuani just gets to attack the Jinx before the Experimenter comes down. Very unfortunate, very specific Runeterra interaction that doesn't play out for Sudrakon this time around.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. You can't chain to the effects like that. Skill effects, I should say. God, that feels really bad just knowing you have the 6 damage but can't do anything about it.
That's why I hate Experimenter. Like
Yeah.
in situations like this, if I could chain together my 6 damage, ooh, I'd feel like king of the world. Instead, it looks like we might not even... Yeah, we're not even going to play the Experimenter this turn. We're just going to go wide instead. The Experimenter was supposed to be used to... I mean... No. I was going to say, is it ever worth it to like play the Experimenter there just to level the Jinx? But no, you can level your future Jinxes very easily. There's no reason to go for something like that.
Yeah, no, I like this, right? You're going wide, like you said. You're getting the 3 damage in. You're going to be able to get a decent amount of damage in this next turn here. And getting the Rummage as well. Not sure if Rummage... I mean, Augmented Experimenter better. So, probably not going to play the Rummage. Just going to see this Augmented Experimenter come down. And the Harsh Winds going to stop a lot of this incoming damage here. Only going to be doing 3, but 3 is still a lot when it comes to a burn aggro deck, especially when you have Augmented Experimenter on the board.
He's going to Spinning Axe something just because he is going to be losing it to the Augmented Experimenter regardless. If Draven goes unblocked, you might as well throw it on Draven, tick him a little bit closer towards that evolution.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to see the Spinning Axe come out. Alright. Alright, well, I don't think you ever put it on a 1... Well, I guess in this deck in particular, it doesn't matter to put it on a 1 health unit. You don't really get punished by it. Yeah, I got to agree.
Like, it doesn't really matter. I think Draven is the best one just to get you half to the evolution.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, there it is. There it is. We got it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately...
Chat's even saying, like, maybe throw it on the spider so that you can kill Sedge with the Experimenter.
Yeah, that is an option as well. I don't know, but then you do 1 less damage to face is the problem with that.
Yeah, I think you're going all face at this point.
Yeah, I don't think you try to kill the Sejuani. I don't think you can.
Your opponent doesn't have Reckoning this turn, so what do I really care about a Sejuani?
And being at 5, like, you got to remember, and this is why, just one of the, I think, obvious reasons why this deck, quote-unquote, hard bodies mid-range Frostbite. Mid-range Frostbite doesn't have heal. When you deal damage to mid-range Frostbite, guess what? That's it. That's sticking. There's nothing else that's going to happen, and all he's going to do is just draw a couple more burn spells, maybe have 1 more wide attack, pray Naivye doesn't have, a Reckoning. We do see a Rummage as well, so there's going to be a lot more draw still to come out of Sudrakon.
Even if there's a Reckoning, he can get a couple of units to survive this Rummage.
Wow.
Will actually save the Astute Academic.
Yeah, well, we also see a Zonite, so there's got to be something he draws into here that's going to allow him to just deal damage and win the game. If not a Jinx, then another Get Excited, Mystic Shots, something.
What do you have up your sleeve, Naivye? Is it enough to get you out of this game? We've already seen 1 Harsh Winds thrown down. Sudrakon just has to find, a Mystic Shot and a Get Excited, and that's going to be all she wrote. Nothing Naivye can do about that one. And, I mean, that's the thing about this deck. Like, you go wide, you get, like, a couple of big pushes, and then the rest of your deck is just digging for burn.
Oh, God, I forgot that card existed. I feel like we haven't seen it a lot.
Yeah, this is the Reckless Kato version.
Okay. I feel like we haven't seen Reckless Trifarian in many of these decks. So, wow, I just realized that frog in the corner, too. Is that from the new, not expansion, but the what's it call it? Oh, God, what's the name of the event? Spirit Blossom. Is that from Spirit Blossom? That frog?
I think so.
I think it is, too. I better have that.
So
cool.
We're losing our 5 attack Draven to play a 4 attack Draven so that we can, or a 3 attack Draven rather, so that we can discard 2 axes to the Rummage. And is this just going to be the Reckoning that ends all Reckonings? I mean, we still die to Get Excited Mystic Shot, so like Sudrakon can keep digging. Doesn't really care if he loses his board at this point, as long as he can find that burn. There's the Mystic Shot.
Jinx.
Cannot level the Jinx this turn though.
No, unfortunately. Wait.
Oh, okay, but no Reckonings coming out.
Whew. That was close.
Ooh.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so yeah, very crucially can't level the Jinx this turn, which is a problem. Sudrakon can still go in for a really wide attack, though. So there has to be... I mean, we need a harsh winds on the side of Naivye, right? Yep, here's the wide attack. I think Naivye actually needs a harsh winds to survive here.
And we've already seen one of their harsh winds played. Do you have a second one? Even if a harsh winds is played here, you've already used so much frostbite effects.
Game.
And then you don't have a way to kill the Jinx. Yeah.
This game.
All right, so Sudrakon gets it done, puts his money where his mouth is, tells me this is the good matchup, and finds the victory in this one. So going to be moving up 2-1. Can they close this out against Naivye? He's going to be moving over to the indoor spiders.
Yeah, and listen, you know, we were kind of, again, questioning this discard aggro from the get here in the beginning of the tournament. Not a lot of people playing it. Aggro, in general, kind of fallen off the map a little bit in recent weeks. But all of the matches that we've seen this deck play, with the exception of one, I know one was kind of, you know, lucky, a little bit crazy, but it's performed well. Like, it's done its job. It has drawn through the deck. It has gotten Augmented Experimenter, replenished its hand, leveled Jinx. We even saw a leveled Draven one of these times. Like, it's just done its job well. So I have a new... I have a new confidence in discard aggro. I would very much like to see a little bit more of it. All right, and here is the They Who Endure versus... Wow, this is crazy. We actually have the first Karma Ezreal match that we are watching today. Like, at all.
I forgot Naivye was running Karma Ezreal.
Yeah, this is happening. This is a thing, and it's happening. Wow.
Sudrakon has an aggressive start, though.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want against Karma Ezreal. That shuts it down a little bit. That will certainly help. But this Mistwraith into Callista will definitely help him maintain that aggressiveness. Ravenous Butcher not really going to do too much for him right now, but does go ahead and decide to summon the Mistwraith here.
It's going to be a pass from Sudrakon.
All right.
I feel like you might as well develop.
Yeah, now we have the sweet old combo that we all love and know. We have the Ravenous Butcher. We have the Cursed Keeper. Why not? What is going to come down from... Jesus, I forget what this deck played. We haven't seen so much of it. I mean, Ezreal doesn't really do much coming down on turn 3. Otherwise, there's just some removal, so we might see something like a Mystic Shot onto the Mistwraith here to prevent some of the damage. But you are not... Yep, there's the Mystic Shot. But we are not going to see any way to deal with this 4-3 and 3-2 hitting the field. That's going to be 7 damage to the face unless there's another Mystic Shot in hand, or possibly another Thermo Beam. Yep, there's a Thermo Beam.
2 Thermo Beam down, though. I mean, obviously Naivye is going to be okay with that. We are sort of neutral on cards, and I remember the patch where the Escaped Abomination got nerfed. I really hadn't been playing much ladder. I go on ladder. I play Indoor Spiders for like 2 hours straight, and then I'm immediately like, are we going to nerf Escaped Abomination?
Yep, finally at 4-3. And that was like that for a while, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, down to a 4-3. Still super aggressive, though. I mean, picking up the Wraithcaller for turn 4 on curve, going into turn 5, has the Neverglade Collector, but going to go ahead and Vile Feast instead, which will likely open up potentially just this Bladed Caretaker into a crap ton of damage going to face here, or even this Callista. You know, I guess you can argue one way or the other. Kind of depends on what Naivye is going to play here. If you play the Callista, then you'll be able to level her next turn with the Blighted Caretaker, or even the turn after. If you play,
I think the Vile Feast is a hard commit onto the Caretaker.
Yeah, I agree. Right, I think that you're going to be able to trade with this Chump Wump, and you're going to get an additional 2 damage down, depending on if Naivye is able to get another unit down or not.
Yeah, an extremely aggressive start out of Sudrakon here. We're going to get Static Shock down onto the 2 units, and that does mean Sudrakon still gets to push through 8 damage this turn.
Yeah, this is still really good, and this is dangerous for Naivye because this Neverglade Collector, you know, it can do additional damage, and we do have 2 Thermo Beams down, like we just mentioned earlier, so there's not going to be any particularly easy ways to deal with the Neverglade Collector outside of using 2 pieces of removal on it, unless Naivye does have that 3rd Thermo Beam. Another Chump Wump coming down, going to be a Chump Blocker, probably, on the following turn. And we do see another Cursed Keeper here. Unfortunately, no way to trigger its activation right now.
I'm pretty sure Sujukon's just going to develop the 2 attackers, right? Mm-hmm. You don't really have a great way to utilize the Neverglade Collector at the moment. Granted, you also don't want to develop Neverglade Collector pre-combat because of things like Yone. I didn't actually check to see if there was a Yone in the deck. I don't think there was actually, but mostly Concussive Palm.
There's one Yone.
Oh, there's one Yone? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yone and Concussive Palm, 2 things you have to be cognizant of on turn 7, especially for the Yone. So maybe you don't play that one. Maybe you just take the little bit lost damage. Oh, and Atrocity. We are at a point where Atrocity could help be lethal.
See, we were just talking about this earlier. It's never even Atrocity They Who Endure. It's like, let's attack with all these dinky units, and then we're going to Atrocity a freaking 3-2 for the game. Like, come on.
I don't think Sudrakon can find lethal this turn, though. Just like based on the mana efficiency of Naivye's answers, as well as the 10 mana that they have available, I don't think you can actually get them to tap below something like Will of Ionia or deny mana.
Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's I got to agree with you though. Like turn 7, at this point in the game, there's no reason to go below 4. If you are, I mean, you're pretty desperate at that point. And with how many cards Naivye has, I don't think they're that desperate to get expend all their mana.
Even if we see like double Concussive Palm onto the 2/3 attack units, that's still not enough damage for you to actually win the game with the Atrocity.
Steel Tempest, man. I gotta say, Steel Tempest at 3, terrible card for the most part. Steel Tempest at 2, when it got buffed, I was like, still not sure this card's gonna be that great. It is freaking good. It is so mana efficient. It is crazy good for tempo now. 2 cost to stun out an attacker is just really, really, really good.
Naivye. If Naivye develops further this turn, though, then we could see the Atrocity actually be the lethal. Otherwise, Sudrakon could get down this Neverglade Collector. I don't think you ever try to Atrocity, even if, like, as long as there's 2 mana up for my opponent, I don't really want to lose my Atrocity to the Mystic Shot. I think I do just want to develop my my Blighted Caretaker.
We also only saw 1 Mystic Shot so far, so it's a pretty high probability there is going to be another.
Okay,
wow!
Karma comes down.
Wow!
Not about as surprised as I am. That's going to be Atrocity, and Sudrakon
there's a health potion.
Is going to pick up.
There's a health potion.
Oh no, it's a bait. Sudrakon, don't fall.
There's a health potion.
There's a bait. I started to call it early. It's a health potion. No, Sudrakon.
There's a health potion.
The health potion.
There's a health potion.
Oh, no, Sudrakon!
Oh, we went for the freaking Atrocity and got baited by...
the biggest brain bait on the side of Naivye.
Oh, my God, Naivye. Killing it with the... I'm like, wait, 1 mana? What could go wrong? Oh, wait, let me check the deck list. Health potion, damn it. Oh, my God. Well, it's not over. Oh, I mean, it's over. Karma's on the field.
The mental game is over. Sudrakon has been defeated. Regardless of the outcome of the tournament and who the prizes actually go to, Naivye is the mental victor in this one.
I can't believe he went for that knowing there's a health potion in the deck. Did he think this was deep and it was tossed? What's up?
I mean, did you... Can you blame him, though? Like, your board is so weak. It's 3 health. This is as good as an opportunity as it's ever going to be. And at the very least, you get the health potion off before the Karma actually levels.
So playing this Neverglade feels good, unless there's a Thermo Beam. And knowing the luck so far of Sudrakon, this very well may be a Thermo Beam. And you need this to live as your win condition right now. There's really, I mean, unless you like top deck a... See, even top decking a They Who Endure is terrible. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's the one. That's I think the nail in the coffin.
Sudrakon tried to bluff back like, hey, I have 6 mana. It could be Atrocity. That's why I played the Neverglade before my 1/1. And Naivye just didn't fall for it. Not by a landslide.
Wow. That feels really bad, man. That feels really bad.
Are we really attacking with our Karma into a 3-attack mystery?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we don't care about the Karma, but, like, I don't know. This seems a little wild to me.
This is definitely weird, and I don't see why you don't... All right, he wants to get the 3 off the field for a top-decked Atrocity, maybe?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, Sudrakon did think about blocking with the Warden's Prey, but yeah, I mean, if you block with the 3/2, okay, now if you top deck Atrocity, it just feels bad that you don't have the win even a possibility. But I don't think you pass up blocking the karma and killing the karma. On the other hand, I don't think Naivye would have made this choice if they didn't have an additional karma in hand as well. So there's that to take into consideration.
Naivye's mind games are destroying Sudrakon right now.
Oh yeah, this is yeah. That was an amazing, like, and so that's the thing, right? When you're at this level of play, you don't make that play unless you know you have a counter to your opponent's game-winning play, and that's exactly what Naivye did. And Sudrakon just, I gotta think Sudrakon knew that there was a health potion. So I guess at this point it's just, all right, did Sudrakon, he's just like, this is my best shot. This is, like you said, as good as it's going to get. Goes for it, gets punished. Now the question is, do you develop the Mist Wraith or do you take this open attack?
I mean, if you develop the Mist Wraith into a Yone, that feels absolutely terrible. You've already been blown up by the one health potion. Do you want to get blown up by the one Yone right now? Can you handle that?
Yeah, it's...
Sudrakon can't handle it. I thought he was surrendering for a second.
I thought he was too. God, yeah, there's the Yone. Again, though, I think he's kind of forced into doing that. He doesn't really have a choice. I think the open attack just gets stuffed by probably another Static Shock. I mean, Naivye has a full hand over here. There could be another Concussive Palm, Mystic Shot, Steel Tempest. So just too many options. So close.
Sudrakon still has some lethal options. That's not one of them. That is so far away from being anything.
And, well, now we get to the part of the game where Naivye has some lethal options. So, yeah, about that.
Naivye has every lethal option available to a human being right now.
Wow. Yeah, I think this is just going to end up being game. I mean, he's going to get the Mystic Shot pretty easily. That's going to be 4 damage. And with 9 mana and next turn going to be able to keep this Ezreal, I think Naivye has this game.
I can't imagine them not having it. Sudrakon, I mean, I guess your best bet is like top deck another Atrocity and throw it off in response to Naivye tapping out to try and kill you. What? Why are we Vile Feasting our own?
Yeah, why does that work? Why does that do anything?
It doesn't do anything.
I don't think that actually. You'd rather just get the 1 damage onto the Yone, technically. Not that it'll do anything, but
Yeah.
Take.
I mean, if you want to, you could block Yone with your Mist Wraith and then Vile Feast whatever the Mystic Shot comes. No, because the Mystic Shot's going to face every time, so that's not even an option. What did you pull, Sudrakon? Shark Chariot. That's. I mean, you do play Hecarim.
Yeah, the Hecarim could very well be a top deck that could also win him the game here.
Yeah, Steel Tempest not very effective into the Hecarim as far as units go. The fact that it does some of the Spectral Riders on attack. Concussive Palm does get the job done in response to the development of it, but Steel Tempest would not feel amazing into that.
One Steel Tempest has been played as well. Concussive Palm, we actually haven't seen any. So there's 3 Concussive Palm left in the deck. I am pretty certain there's 1 in Naivye's hand at this point. So yeah, actually a top-decked Hecarim is just going to get stuffed by Concussive Palm, almost definitely.
All right, yeah, just scoop this one up.
Yep, bye-bye. Bye-bye, game over, next game.
Your opponent has Karma Ezreal. You have no cards in hand. You have like 1 shot at top-decking lethal. If your opponent has absolutely stark nothing after they've created how many random Karma spells?
Oh, man. Yeah, this is the GGs. This is what we like to call the GGs. This is the Shen emote and the surrender button. That's what you do here.
Even if Naivye just blocks everything with the Spiderling, still doesn't die. Please surrender, Sudrakon. Your mental can't handle much more.
Wow, so really tough loss there by Sudrakon, falling victim to that absolute 10-headed bait. Playing suit up.
I mean, it was always correct to Atrocity, though, right? Because the health potion's always going to be there. Your opponent's never going to fall below 1 mana.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing at that point is, do you save it to draw into a Dehuender?
I mean, maybe.
But I feel like the probability of you drawing into a Dehuender and getting that combo off versus the probability of them having the 1 exact card they need at 1 mana is a lot lower. So I think that, yeah, that was, you kind of had to go for that. You had to. They're at the lowest mana they're probably ever going to show. Take the chance, go for it, and unfortunately, yeah, just not working out. But we are going to see this deck have a second shot versus mid-range Frostbite. So mid-range Frostbite taking on They Who Endure, but with Hecarim in it. We'll see if Hecarim gives this version, anyways, that little bit of an edge it needs.
I miss Sejuani.
Wait, you think it would do Sudrakon better to have Sejuani?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love Sejuani and Endure Spiders. Sejuani Neverglade Collectors is so good, so good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I guess, but I do like Hecarim still. I like that it feeds the They Who Endure. I like that it allows for a little bit more aggression in that.
I like Glimpse Beyond being 2 mana, draw 2 cards, drain 1, frostbite my opponent's board.
10 mana's worth of effects for 2 mana.
I just jam all my, I take 14 mana worth of effects, I jam it all into a 2 mana box and feel really good about it. You can have your Spectral Riders, what is that, like a 2 mana ability?
I mean, yeah, basically.
Mana efficiency much?
No, we're seeing the early Callista hitting the field here, also getting the Black Spear. You know,
do you just block this with Callista and develop a Callista next turn?
I mean, possibly. He's considering it, I think. It looks like Naivye is considering not attacking as well. Can we just, like, rip old school Black Spear? Can we just throw that out there? I miss the old Black Spear. That card was played all the time. Now it is.
Sounds like you didn't get spanked enough by enough mono fearsome decks.
No, I remember the fearsome days. Trust me. That was no. Actually, when they made that change, I actually heavily agreed with it because of the whole 3 mana, 3 damage thing they got going on.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to cost that card alongside everything else that does basically the same thing for 3 mana.
Made sense.
So, but we have the attack token on the side of Sudrakon. What do we got going on here? We can decide to develop this Bark Beast here and even proc it ourselves with the Glimpse Beyond onto something like the Warden's Prey. But Sudrakon's going to go ahead and take the advantage here for the open attack. Unfortunately, we'll get blocked out by this Trapper. Can't even Black Spear right now because he needs the trigger on it.
This is, a pretty okay board from Sudrakon so far. Granted, the sort of blowout potential that Nave has is in the Reckoning, and there's nothing that Sudrakon can do to kill a Yeti. So this is one of the matchups. Typically, I'm a big advocate for having 2 5-attack units before you're going to go for a Reckoning, just in case your opponent is able to remove one of them. But we know that in Sudrakon's list, he doesn't have anything that's going to be able to stop a Yeti, so a Reckoning could just blow this matchup completely into the favor of Naivye.
Yeah, and there's no way for Sudrakon to really get any of these units above that Reckoning threshold, right? Which is going to feel really bad, yeah, if he does get this Reckoning down. And stuffing this attack a little bit as well, playing the Iceveil Archer. Looks like, yep, we're going to see the Vile Feast come out. But still going to feel bad to attack with this Callista, as it will get blocked out with the Trapper. But fortunately, Sudrakon, I mean, you got another Callista in hand, so you feel at least okay about that.
You've also got the Bark Beast on board, so as long as you put the Callista to the left, put the Bark Beast to the right of that, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, you'll still push through a decent amount of damage. The question is it going to be enough for Sudrakon to really be aggressive enough to pressure Naivye before, we're on turn 5. Kato could come down, and we are only 2 turns away from turn 6 with the Sejuani coming down, and Naivye still at 17, very much still in this game.
Sudrakon had me confused there. I'm like, it's actually very simple to attack with the Bark Beast. You just always put this unit all the way to the right, no questions asked.
Yeah. Yep, there's about one way you order that, and this is it.
Oh, a Brittle Steel onto the Bark Beast would actually be not very good here, as it would get the +2/+2 after the fact. Yeah. It looks like he's debating a Culling Strike.
Wow, is he?
I mean, you can Culling Strike the Bark Beast. There's nothing that Sudrakon can do about that one.
Yeah, because no matter what, it's going to kill it. It's still going to be the 3 or less attack for Culling Strike. Yeah, and I mean, Naivye is really concerned about their life total right now. I mean, it's so weird too. Like mid-range Frostbite, you don't think they'd be scared about an aggressive deck, but the problem is, like we said before, they just don't have options to heal. So any damage that goes to Naivye right now is just going to stick no matter what. And, yeah, trying to make sure they take the littlest amount of damage possible here.
In an ideal world for the Frostbite mid-range player, your first 5 or so turns are just staving off as much aggression as possible, holding onto your
Yeah.
life total as tightly as possible, and then you throw down a Reckoning, and now you have card advantage for the rest of the game. And as long as your life total is high enough, that should always work out in your favor.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You mean the strategy for mid-range Frostbite isn't to just play 5 units and then play Assessor? Like what?
That's, I mean, you can do, well, some people can do that. I can't do that.
Some people have all the luck.
Ain't that the story?
Warden's Prey gonna come down, block this Kato. Not gonna do much about this Trapper as it does have Overwhelm. Just gonna kind of let that attack go through, it looks like. And this is not looking good for Sudrakon, I gotta say.
No, and now we're going to see a Glimpse Beyond fired off. I mean, he is going to get 3 cards. There's nothing that Naivye can do to stop this. You get your Hecarim, you get your Neverglade Collector, and the randomly created Last Breath card was the Undying. That's pretty useless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a bad one. That's not a great one.
I remember.
There are matchups where Undying is good. Mm-hmm. This is not one of them.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. God, I've seen that card try to be used in so many abusive decks to try to abuse its ability, and it just never seems to work its way into the meta, unfortunately. But we do see the Hecarim coming down on turn 6 on the attack token here. This might be enough aggression for Sudrakon, especially if he is able to find something like an Atrocity sometime soon. And okay, that's going to shut that one right down.
And it looks like he just says, I don't care. I'm attacking with the Hecarim anyway.
Well, this does make it so that the Callista will definitely level. I feel like the Callista might level if he attacks with everything. Or do you just block, all but one unit?
I mean, on the hover, we see that the 2 ephemeral units is going to be enough to level the Callista.
Well, is it only 1 left or 2 left to level?
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? The 2 ephemerals are going to die anyway.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if you don't...
Oh, you mean, like, if you just don't attack with Hecarim, you attack with spiders or something?
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, how many does Naivye need to block in order to level the Callista? I want to say it's 2, which means we might just see a block onto the Mistwraith here. And, wow, passing. Wow, okay. So, I'm not going to lie. My first concern, especially with the last game with that health potion, was... Sudrakon was going to attack with the 0 attack Hecarim out of tilt. So, I'm not kidding. And I think that he caught himself and he's like, wait, this seems stupid. I'm not going to do this. And it actually didn't seem like too bad of a play, but does decide to go ahead and pull it back. And now, attack token going back over to Naivye.
So, if Sudrakon plays this Undying and Reckoning comes out of Naivye, he can level the Callista by Vile Feasting 2 of his own units. The problem with that is that Naivye presents lethal unless you block with the 2 units that you have.
Oh boy, that's a card. And gonna go ahead...
Are we really gonna level? Like, we don't
No.
have to Vile Feast this. We can just set up some blocks.
If we do Vile Feast this, I feel like you'd want to... I don't know, he's at 4 mana. I was going to say, I feel like you'd want to play the Neverglade first. Neverglade's going to be a big help in actually staying healthy here as well, but this kind of does a similar thing, and then he can play Neverglade at the start of his next turn, I guess.
It looks like Sudrakon is worried that Naivye is just going to pass without attacking, which I do not necessarily think is something Naivye is inclined to do. I guess if they picked up a Reckoning, then they'd be fine not attacking, just Reckoning your board, and then kind of going from there. But, I mean, this still doesn't... No, because your Callista's still not leveled. What are we doing here? Is Sudrakon just going to Vile Feast a Spiderling if Naivye passes again?
Possibly, just to level the Callista? I mean, that is desperate. I mean, listen, Sudrakon's in kind of a desperate spot, so that wouldn't necessarily surprise me if we have to go down that path, but...
I actually think his spot's not terrible if Naivye doesn't have a Reckoning.
What? So you're saying if Sudrakon's able to develop on the start of his turn?
I just mean in general, like if Naivye hasn't actually found a Reckoning yet, then Sudrakon's about to have a leveled Callista. He's got a Hecarim out. He can stave off a lot of this aggression. He can't kill any of the units, which is why I'm kind of concerned that we're throwing Vile Feast at our own units. That is a little bit of damage that we need to chew through Naivye's board, especially if blocks are going to be coming out onto my Spectral Riders. There are a couple 3 health units on the side of Naivye. You know, maybe I could get something done with this Vile Feast, with this Callista's Black Spear.
Please don't block the Sejuani. Please don't block the Sejuani. Is there a reason why we're blocking the Sejuani with the Spiderling?
I mean, going down to 4 is still Captain Fair in range.
Yeah, so like it actually doesn't make a difference. You'd have to... Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a difference of like a Trapper hitting you. But...
That doesn't seem to make sense. But okay, anyways, we have the leveled Callista here. And we are going to have the Hecarim survive as well. It looks like no matter what. So... I mean, he has a decent attack here. He is going to have to probably open develop this Neverglade on the next turn.
That sounds right to me. I mean, and is your opponent really going to Reckoning and Undying in a Neverglade Collector? The answer is absolutely.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, especially when you know you're going to have Hecarim summon 2 units that are going to die.
I mean, yeah, like if you go to your attacks and then you play the Collector, you're just getting Reckoninged anyway, right? Like you might as well just get the Collector down here.
Yeah, just do it. Just jam it. Jam it! And unfortunately can't play the Wraithcaller after the fact. I mean...
No.
Okay, I was going to say do you play the Cursed Keeper first, but I guess it doesn't really matter even with the Reckoning. Like, I think he just loses to Reckoning anyways.
Yeah. And you attack with this Neverglade Collector, right? Or not the Neverglade, Jesus, no, the Hecarim.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. Not
it will turn on the Black Spear for you to let you finish off this Kato, which is something that is posing a massive threat to your life total currently. And do you happen to know what's going to pop out of this Callista?
Absolutely not. We have Wraithcaller. Was that summoned early in the game?
I don't believe so.
Okay, no Reckoning.
I think it was just Mystery.
No Reckoning. Do we summon the Cursed Keeper here, too? I mean, there's no way that Naivye is baiting summoning something else. I feel like you summon the Cursed Keeper.
I mean, you're not attacking with the Cursed Keeper, right? You're attacking with Callista, Undying, Hecarim, and that's your full board.
That's already all 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it actually doesn't make sense to play the Cursed Keeper. So we're gonna see. Oh.
This is the problem that I ran into when playing the Hecarim version. You have 6 attackers. You have 7 units on board right now. When it comes to blocking, you only have 3 blockers.
Yeah, but the idea, I guess, is that you kill your opponent's board anyways. You don't need the blockers, I guess.
Yeah, you would hope. I just don't think it actually works out that way that often.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. The Kato's going to kill the Mistwraith, so that's actually not going to do damage. We are going to see this Neverglade heal up Sudrakon just a little bit, unless there's the Culling Strike.
Oh, that is heartbreaking. Yep. That means almost no damage is actually being represented by Sudrakon this turn. Yep. There's nothing he can do about that. Does get to clear the board of Naivye if he really wants to, though, with this Vile Feast and Black Spear.
Yeah, but I feel like, Naivye just has a really perfect amount to play this card that is called Captain Farron. And I'd like to see that come down right about now and just finish the game with the Decimate, and that's looking like it's what it's going to be. Yep.
Farron's on time. Party's over, boys.
Yep.
Everybody go home. Pack up the beer. Farron's here. It's about to be a chug fest. Decimate. Throw them all out there. The Pong champion.
Not to mention the open attack with this thing that happens to also have Overwhelm. Just saying. Wow.
I'm pretty sure you actually just died of the Overwhelm.
Yeah, I think you just died of that too. Well, if you block with the oh, yeah, you live by 1.
You'll live at 1 and then die to Destiny.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually matter. Is he
I mean, Sudrakon, in all fairness, have we seen a They Who Endure out of Sudrakon this entire
No, dude.
Top 4?
I gotta say, all the times that we have seen this They Who Endure deck play, there has...
Are we sure he runs Endure?
I'm pretty sure it's in there. We have not seen an actual atrocity come out on a They Who Endure. We've seen They Who Endure, but very rarely. So I gotta feel a little bad for the dude because he's just not finding any of the They Who Endures, or for that matter, the combo that the deck is actually built around. And Arc in chat. Yeah, you nailed it. They who? They who what?
They who sit at the bottom of your deck to be stolen away by NAB players.
Yeah, that's where they all went. They've just been all nabbed away. It's fine. That's
There was a party at the bottom that we weren't invited to.
yeah, but all the they who's are. And yeah, we're gonna see the block come out. It's gonna be 4 damage, overwhelmed. There's absolutely nothing that Sudrakon has in hand to prevent these decimates from going off. He lets the attack go through, and we have Naivye as your very first Runecup Brazil champion. Congratulations, Naivye.
I'm glad you said it, because I was about to say RuneScape champion.
Oh, RuneScape. Wow. Yeah, I actually...
Is that not what we've been casting this whole time? Is this not RuneScape?
Am I not in the right spot?
I thought this was the RuneScape convention.
No.
I'm ready to... I can't even make a joke because I don't know anything about RuneScape.
I thought this was the Final Fantasy convention. I have my sword, right?
I got my cat here. What are we doing?
We're in the wrong spot,
But anyway,
man.
yeah, Naivye picks it up in 5 against Sudrakon.
Wow.
That was a close one. Sudrakon stole some games, arguably, slipped his way into the finals. I'm going to see how many times I can slip puns in there. Slippery wave, right? Slip.
Slipping it in.
But yeah, Naivye pulled it out.
Yeah, and honestly...
Frostbite mid-range is what Sudrakon came to beat, and he didn't get it done.
With Sudrakon played so well all day, too, especially with the discard aggro deck. Like, blows my mind that it actually came down to a best of 5, and he ends up losing it there in the 5th game. All right, and Naivye, we followed Sudrakon all the way through his top cut journey, and unfortunately, Naivye taking him down feels really bad. But congratulations to Naivye, obviously, being able to take down a pretty big, pretty well-known player in Sudrakon to take home this first ever Runecup Brazil. So, hope you guys enjoyed all this Top Cut footage. I will be bringing lots more stuff to you guys, including the PCS trophy that will be happening this weekend, as well as another Duels of Runeterra. As always, I got you back. So, as always, everybody, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope it just works for you. Peace out.